In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station, WLMR DB Radio.
Thank you all for staying tuned each and every week to Speak Out Your Issues with Miss Shirley Wright Nadine.
And Sabrina.
And we do have a fantastic guest with us in our studio this evening, Mr. Mantel Jackson, which, like I was saying earlier, ball of fire, energy, just knowing what he wants to do, very, very pleasant personality. And I met him at the new mayor of Stone Mountain's inauguration a couple of weeks ago. Miss Beverly Jones, and just to know what to do. And of course, I had to ask him if he doesn't mind being on our show, our Speak Out Your Issues show, and he was like, yes, no problem. And Mr. Mantel, thank you so much for agreeing to come on and just tell the world a little bit about yourself, what you do, and of course, our topic tonight is your career. And I just want to let everyone know he's a writer and a recording artist. So from there, if you'd like to let our listeners know a little bit about your background and what you do, and of course we have a couple of questions that we'd like to ask you as well.
Well, I want to say thank you all for inviting me to the show. I'm delighted. I'm very humble and gracious that you invited me. And I just want to say that, of course, my name is Mantel. It's funny that people always ask first, where do you get the name Mantel? Mantel is my middle name, actually. It's my middle name. So I just thought that, as an artist, of course, you can redefine yourself, but I am true to who I am. So I had to use my name.
Okay.
Or at least part of it.
Yes.
I am a songwriter. It's funny because I couldn't write a song up until maybe like 2000. I wrote my first song.
Wow. 2000. So you must have been at least 7 years old in 2000. Because he is so young.
Wow, he was very young.
Yes.
I started writing when I was really young. No. Honestly, my first heartbreak. I started feeling emotions and was able to express it through music. So I will say that, it was a turning event for me, just that heartbreak. But it was my very first heartbreak, and I was able to start writing.
Okay.
And writing.
See how it goes, right? It starts with writing comes from truth, from whatever what you're dealing with, whether it's heartbreak, whether it's a loss, whether it's happy about something. A song just wells up on the inside of you, and or that feeling just wells up, and you just gotta get it out, And it starts with a poem, right? You're like, oh, I can do that. Then you hear the music in your head. You're like, hold up. Is that music out here?
Yes.
Well, wow. I will say that I didn't start my career off doing that. My career started as part of a gospel ensemble. It was myself with my siblings and my mother.
Wow.
The Jackson Family Gospel Singers. Yeah.
Okay.
The Jackson Family Gospel Singers. Yeah. So we did I'm not trying to tell my age, but we did an LP. We did an album on vinyl.
What?
Together, yeah, we did a vinyl.
For those of you that do not know what a vinyl is, please.
Yeah. Let me tell you, that must be the new age vinyl. Because I tell you, Sabrina, you've not seen him. He doesn't look no more than in his 20s, like early 20s, 23 or something like that, for real. Yes.
I thank you guys. I thank you guys for even saying that. But no, I'm well seasoned. I'll just say that.
Okay.
I was 18. I was 18 months when we recorded, so I will say that.
Wow.
So I came out. I pretty much came out the womb singing because my mom sings, my dad sings, and all my siblings they pretty much sing too.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's where the start come. Of course, it all started in gospel, but it didn't stop there. Like I'm the one who really kept going at it. So my other siblings, they're not as interested in the music careers as I
am. Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're saying you start writing after your first heartbreak, and well, do you remember the name of the song?
Well, it's funny because I wrote about I actually wrote about love, the love I had for her first before I even wrote about the heartbreak. But it was called No One.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's called No One.
And since
it jump started all my writing.
Okay.
Wow.
So currently, since you've been writing songs, are you writing songs for other artists or just typically for yourself?
Mostly for myself, but I have written songs for other artists as well. But I do plan on, because I have a pretty extensive catalog now. So one of the things that I will be doing is, shopping it to other artists and also getting placements on, radio and commercials and television.
Okay. Well, look at you. And do you have any singles out currently, or?
Well, right now I just launched my website. It's mantelsoul.com, and on it has my EP, which is the appetizer. But the single that I will be pushing, I have a line dance called "This Groove," and that is the single that I'll be pushing. And you can definitely get it on my website. I also have This Groove Challenge too. That's coming out. It's going to be the hottest line dance by the summer for sure.
I think I remember you mentioning that too when I met you. Okay. Well, we definitely got to get that because it sounds like it's going to keep us in shape.
Oh yeah. It's 4 minutes and some change, and you do this dance for 4 minutes, it gets you moving. You'll have your heart pumping. It's not too difficult.
Okay.
But it's a fun dance. It's
well,
a fun
that's
dance.
Good. Yes, and I think that's what we all need. Something to definitely always lift our spirits up, and dancing is the best way of relieving stress and everything else, and getting your exercise in as well.
All at the same time.
Right.
All at the same time. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any?
It's a dance that you can do by yourself, or you can do it in a group. So I mean, it's just as much fun if you're on dance floor by yourself to do it.
Right.
Or you can do it with your family or friends.
Oh, okay. All right.
You came up with the dance.
I did. A little fun fact.
I'll go playing.
A little fun fact. I used to, back in the day, of course, I went through back and forth between entertainment, singing and dancing. But when I was in not elementary, but middle school, people didn't even know I sing. They knew me for dancing.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
They knew me for dancing. I used to do choreographed dancing.
Look at that. So you're just a complete package. Do you play musical instruments as well, or you just do you write your own music as well as the songs, or just the music? I mean, I'm just the songs. I'm sorry.
I have a producer. I have several producers that I work with, but I have a main producer. His name is Schematics. Okay. He's worked out of Macon. He's worked with several artists, mainstream artists as well. But he's like my musical soulmate. So I mean, he plays the music and I arrange the vocals.
Oh, that's nice.
We're a great team. We're a really, really good team.
So I know you.
Phenomenal.
Oh yes, I do. Remember you mentioned you have the website, but do you have other type social medias, platforms where people can see some of what you've been doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Mantel at Mantel Soul on IG, Mantel Soul on Facebook, and that's MantelSoul, Mantel Soul. But
okay,
to really get to know me, of course, is going to www.mantelssoul.com.
Okay, to get to know. And I think I did pull you up after meeting you. He looks like he already been acting, Sabrina. When I first met him, he just know what to fit in, person, and that's good. A good trait to have. And of course, I know you definitely answered the first question. What have gotten you here? You mentioned about growing up, and of course, family of gospel singers, and just you also imprinting your own. So, and just knowing and loving what you do, really. Next question I was going to ask, and it may be difficult, and you may love both, but I did want to ask, what do you like doing the most, writing or singing? And that could be a hard question.
That is a very hard question, and it's all about mood.
Okay.
There's a time that you just want to express yourself via singing, and then there are times where you just want to express yourself via writing. I will tell you that creating is always. Whenever it comes, you just got to create.
Right.
But singing, I do love singing. So that is a difficult question, very difficult. I'm trying to see which one I would rather. If I were only to do one, oh my!
You don't have to answer it, because I know I can see you passionate about both of them on the same scale, right?
Yeah. I would say they're both parts of me. Like, I think one exists in the other, and vice versa.
Yes.
So it's really hard to choose just one.
Yes.
Because I do love equally both. Because I can express myself when I write, and then I can also, share it with you. Because most of my writings are real, experiences.
Oh, okay.
And or real emotion. So I would take it and write about them. Some of my best work have come from real emotions and real live, just events of my life or feelings in my life that I've had.
Okay. That's great. So, as you were speaking, do you have some recordings where you can send at least a copy where we can play it on your recording, on your tape that you your interview with us today? That's great. And MP3, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'll you want me to email it to you, or
that'll work. That'll work. Yes. Okay. A couple of songs. Hey, what better way of just hearing yourself as you've been interviewed, right? So, Miss Sabrina, hey, take it away. You have any questions or thoughts? I know you're thinking, because she writes too. She writes.
Yeah, I have to because I everything you said I can relate to, because I am a writer. I'm a songwriter as well. But my difference is I hear the music in my head. So I don't play instrument one, but that's going to change. I heard about GarageBand and all these other platforms that, I can take the music and put it out, take it out of my head and at least put something together. So I'm going to learn how to do that. I feel that if the Father gave you this gift, He gives you more than one gift. and it's to do, different things.
Well, I don't have a show, but I do want to hear a song of yours. I mean, I'm about to put you on my radio show. I don't have one yet, but I definitely want to get you.
Well, you gonna get one
here? I'll get one just so I can hear your song.
Don't sign that. But I write, and to protect my work, I have my own recording label. I have my own label, so I have. When I tell you, oh my gosh, I don't know how many songs, just songs that and most it'll start out as a poem. The poem will turn into a song, or but it's like you said, it's about how you're feeling. So, and it's normally from a hurt, or it could be even happy when you're just feeling happy. But sometimes the one that sticks with people the most is that one from your pain, because you got a lot of people that relate to it,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's power. I mean, literally. So I'm with you. You're right down my alley. You're walking down my street. Now you get ready to knock on my front door. So I am right there with you in that. I love writing. I'm also an author. So, and like you say, when you get that creative, right, you hit the nail on the head. When that creative hits you, you got to get it out. Whether you write it on a newspaper clip, on the back of a newspaper, on the back of an envelope, on the back of a napkin, what? Rip that paper bag and write that thing down, put them pieces together, and to hear it all come together, and I don't know if you've ever felt this way, but if I've had a song or something that I know I have to get out, it won't leave me alone until after I write it out. I put it out. I can't even sleep. It's in my head. I gotta put it on paper. So, and literally love to. I really do. I would love, like Miss Ali said, love to hear some of your music, and we would love to help support you and get your music out from our.
That is great. I really appreciate it, because that's all that's missing is the word of mouth, or just getting it to millions and millions and millions of people's ears.
Right.
Yes.
That's what it's gonna take. It's funny because people I have shared it with, I've gotten some really good reviews on it. I'll stay true to R&B. True to real live music. I have no. I love creativity of all music. I do. But the era of when people did real harmonies, and they had real lyrics. They utilized. I would say not just being color of words versus direct. You can say a lot of things without saying it, and I feel like that's lost in today's music. So of course, being able to, capture a statement without saying it, but you can relate to it just from the way that it's written. So I think that's what makes a great song. Not saying it without saying it.
Saying it without saying it, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. And I'm hearing some gospel in your voice. It could be just me with a twang of R&B. That's just that's just me right now. I'm just hearing it in your voice.
You can never take out where you come from.
No, that was
it's there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I did that for many years. So of course you're gonna get that influence as well. You don't always hear the influence of gospel.
I hear you. He has a lot of energy.
And to say less, I've had songs where word for word and from melody to melody, it was given to me by the only source there is God.
Right.
When I tell you when I tell you, I can't take credit for some of the songs that's been written. I mean, whether it was in my dream, and it was vividly like it was already a song that's out, that was well put together already. I woke up and remembered it. I had to write it down and do a voice note to it. But there's been several songs where it hit me like it was already created. It hit me. I mean, it was God, word for word, written it.
See.
And I just was just a pen of it. Like I was just a pen.
Oh, I've heard that from Sabrina a lot of times. And my daughter, you know, she's Sabrina's written books, does a lot. And like, I know you all associate one another because she's told me the stories of how, you know, you have to write while it's in your mind. And when you just mentioned that kind of reminded me of her mentioning that before. But if we can, let's take a station break and definitely remember your thoughts. So we'll pick up from there after we take the station break, and we'll be right back. And for those who just tuning in, you'll speak out your issues with Miss Show You Right, Nadine and Sabrina, and we'll be right back with our guest, Mr. Mantel Jackson.
I can freak you better than she do. Bring your body to me. I'm anticipating. It's going down when you walk through the door. One kiss, your clothes hit the floor. Have you screaming, take it, it's yours. Baby, feel all of me. Got your legs shivering. Your nails digging all in my bag. And I hear you saying, I never felt this way. I know that you're not mine, but you're mine tonight. Oh yeah, oh yeah, keep on running. Oh yeah, because I can freak you better than she do. Like I can get you better, I can get you better, I can get you better than you. I can freak you better, I can freak you better than she do. Like I can get you better, I can get you better, I can get you better than you. I got a girl, you got a man, so you know what it do. I'll make you wet the bed like I'm supposed to do. Cause you know you're a freak, yeah. Got you swerving on the highway on the way to the crib, yeah. Got you coming in your seat, yeah. Can't wait till I serve you this vitamin D, yeah. And you know I know just what to do. And these girls ain't loyal unless you put it down right. You can get it all night, then I can sing you to him and maybe you will act right. But right now I'm not through with you. I know that you're not mine, but you're mine tonight. Oh yeah, oh yeah, keep on running. Oh yeah, because I can freak you better, I can freak you better than she do. Like I can get you better, I can get you better, I can get you better than you. I can freak you better, I can freak you better than she do. Like I can get you better, I can get you better, I can get you better than
And for all our audience, thank you for staying tuned in with us. Speak out your issues with Miss Show You Right, Nadine and Sabrina. Had a fantastic conversation going on with our guest, Mr. Mantel Jackson, about his career as well as what he loves doing. And before we went on the station break, was there any other comments or questions? Miss Sabrina, I think you were asking, or I know we was engaged in the conversation of, you know, how God give you the look. everything to go ahead and do what you have to do, especially when writing. So
he give it to you. It's for it's for his glory. Especially when you're just a dictator, you're taking dictation. When you're just taking notes and he's dictating it to you, it's just like taking dictation. And just to hear, and it's like you can hear the entire. I mean, you hear the music, you hear the beat, the whole nine. I mean, you hear it in its entirety. You hear the completed song with the music and all. It's mind blowing. I'm just like, I don't know. I can't play not one instrument. But I'm hearing this music in my head, and sometimes, even if it's a symphony, depending on what the song is, it's amazing. So that's why I was asking you, Mr. Jackson, if you play instruments as well, or tell me, do you hear the songs in your head as well? I mean, like the music as well? Yes. Oh, see,
right. That's why I was going to ask him. Yeah, what's his experience?
I'm a vocal arranger. So what happens is when I hear, sometimes I hear it so vividly to where I wish. I have to get to the studio just so I can hear it.
Wow.
But yeah, I hear the vocals. I hear the music too, but I hear the vocals that outweighs the music, if that makes sense. But I can, if I really had to produce, I produced maybe 4 or 5 songs already that I did like written and produced. But I will not say that I'm the biggest producer, but I can produce. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I play keys a little bit by ear.
Wow.
Yeah, I play keys just a little bit by ear.
Okay. Well, he's when I saw him and he was helping out with the program, it's like real well-rounded, and fit in to situations and not try and come and take over anything. Just, hey, I'm here to be a helper, So, and that really, really, really matters a lot when you are out, and that also to me shows that you know yourself, which is a big part of knowing that you don't have to, be the showcase or anything. So really saw that in you when I first met you as well. And like I say, I'm thinking he's like in his 20s, okay? Early 20s. So just a person that, hey, got it going on, don't mind, helping out, step up to the plate or whatever need to be done. So, and then, hey, like they say, be glad in it, right? It's about having fun. Mm-hmm.
Well,
yes.
I think we're all here to serve. I think we're put here to serve in some capacity, and too many people often forget that.
Exactly.
But I get my blessings from doing what I know I'm supposed to do and do right by God. So I just, and even in the moment where I met you, Miss Nadine, I promise you, like, I just stepped in. I didn't know what was going on. I known you. It was funny because it was funny. She said, well, Nadine's going to be my MC. I was like, okay. Now, I want you to understand, we've never met.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Nadine is going to be the MC. And I'm trying to figure out, well, how am I supposed to find Nadine? There's a lot of things that look like it could be Nadine.
So what was it? Miss Arlene, what was this?
That was at Beverly Jones' inauguration. Okay. It was in Stone Mountain, a nice place.
So you were MCing?
Yeah, she had asked me.
Many hats. Let me tell you something. Okay?
It's so funny.
She knows everybody.
No.
Celebrity in her own right.
Oh, no. Amazing. It's just having fun. And that's what I was seeing Mantel doing, just having fun. And it was so funny because she had, and she said, okay, you might have been MC because things had to get changed. I said, okay, that's fine. Because I know, you already know what to do. I was like, okay, just give me the paper and what to do. And hey, I was looking back at Mantel to we getting it together, making sure, we do a great presentation. So that's, hey, keeping it simple.
We filling in the gaps. I said we teamed up and we did really well. Filling in the gaps.
Yes.
Working on the fly.
That's right.
Things changed at the moment.
Exactly.
Like at the moment. And we just went with it. Like
that's right.
Whatever was thrown out, we just went with it.
That's right. That's exactly. That's exactly.
And even as you're going along, and it turned out it was as if it was scripted.
Exactly. Because we know how to have manners.
I had fun.
And have fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And meeting you was amazing too. Like just working with you in that short period of time. Because she was, trust me, most people get upset because you throw something at them at the moment. Whatever.
No. I was like,
is that what we gotta do? Give me the paper. Okay, I got this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming this evening. We're gonna have a fantastic show. She will jump in and do the doggone thing, and I just sat up there with my mouth open like.
Well, I think it's just part of growing up and having a passion for doing and don't mind doing, and like I say, having manners of knowing what to do, been around to, be able to know what to do. So we definitely had fun, and that's why I wanted to invite him definitely to the show so the world can see this ball of fire, what he knows and what he's about. And in reference to, that was the next question I have. What do you like doing for fun other than writing and singing?
Yeah.
I know. I think dancing is one. Yeah, dancing is one because he made up that shuffle. So
I do like to. I love family time. I love travel.
Okay.
I think the biggest activity I really like is laser tag.
Oh, is that?
I love laser tag.
Does that hurt?
One of my favorite pastimes. No, paintball may hurt, but laser tag is you just hit with light.
Okay.
Wow, it doesn't hurt at all.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about the paint. About the that's what I'm thinking about because I thought somebody was saying that hurt, but that's good.
Paintball hurt. It hits you probably more like a BB gun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it's flat paint on you. But no, I've never really done that. I've only dealt with laser tag.
Okay. So you
we have to go one day.
Oh, of course. Where is it located? I think you said you're. Where is that site located? The laser.
Main event. They have it. They can go to main event. There's a couple places that have it. But I usually go to main event.
Is that the one over in Stone Mountain?
Actually, no. It's in. They have one in Alpharetta.
Okay.
They also have one in the Cumberland area.
Okay. All righty. Yes, we definitely can do that. Hopefully during the spring, if COVID subsides, because with this. But hey, long as life is, we'll keep it like they say in our plans on our parking lot. Like people would say. But Mr. Breen, you have any other questions, any other comments that you'd like to ask Mr. Jackson? I know he mentioned definitely the laser, and definitely no fun things. And it sounds like you're saying, just free spirit. If you're liking to travel, or just like I said, knowing who you are. And that's what I see from you. I really appreciate that. And young people, that brings up a question I have to ask you before we get off the air. And that's mainly, you could probably be thinking about it, just, what would you leave with the younger generation? But that would be later. I'll let Miss Sabrina chime in right now?
Well, you literally just walked into the question I was going to ask. Like, do you do anything with our youth? Because you have so much knowledge on the inside of you. You have so much to pass down. You have so much that you can share. Do you have any programs that you're involving youth or helping the youth in the music realm, or teaching them how to sing or voice lessons? Or I'm just asking,
I have been working with children with, mainly when I'm called to do it. I'm not in a standing program right now. I work. Before the pandemic, I was about to be part of a program which mentored to kids, and I would go out there and it had nothing to do with music, though. It was more so just to speak life and speak positivity to them. But I think that program didn't get off the ground because of COVID. But I love dealing with youth. I love it. Like, I was very active when I was going to Open Word Christian Ministry. I was part of the youth program there. They had a group of kids called New Gens. I pretty much showed them how to, keep their harmonies on stage. And
that's what I was saying. That's why I asked you. That's why I was asking, because that's what I was saying.
I want to do more in the youth. I haven't done, but that is definitely something that is definitely on the bucket list to get even more involved. Because I have been. I mean, I've done music direction for The Lion King, which was a production done by, it was done by, I think it was Infinite Arts, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a very talented group of young people, man. It was an amazing show. They did an amazing job. So working with those kids were great.
Okay. That's why I asked, because I saw you and so I'm like, I'm seeing you somewhere, like, teaching them songs, singing, harmonizing or something. I'm seeing you with youth. And I was like, okay, so what do you do? You're still with, what are you doing with the youth as it relates to that in the music? So it wasn't music. You were teaching them how to harmonize. Which, by the way, it's hard. Everyone that can sing, and I've seen this happen a million times. You have a person that can sing, can do the runs, make chill bumps come up all over your body. But get them in a group, and they can't. It's hard for them to harmonize, in that group. So that in itself, to be able to teach that, because you have sometimes you have those, I want to say, strong voices that will overcompensate or do the runs or whatever, and it just takes it off, and you really don't need that when you're harmonizing or when you're with the group. So I just wanted to share that that's not easy, you all, at all.
Wow.
So
because you have to stay on your nose.
You have to stay on your nose. Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna crash. It's gonna sound bad. But
it's real.
I always like to record the very first time, especially with people who are, because I mean, being tone deaf is a thing, but you can help someone through their inability to hear the tones. Yeah. You just have to work with. You have to be patient and, of course, work with them. And that's something that I pride myself being able to do, because I hear it. I hear it differently.
Yes.
So I'm trying to. So one of the ways that is teaching them how to hear it differently as well.
Oh,
absolutely.
That is a skill.
Yes.
You have to be. You have to be patient.
Yes.
Being patient.
Right. Yes. You have so many God gifts, talents. The thought came to my mind. Did you, I'm quite sure you did pursue secondary education. And if so, what was the major? And because it sounds like in the music, but what was your passion, or what was your thought of once you went into secondary education?
Well, what's crazy about it all is, as I go back, I wish I had more guidance in future decisions than I had when I graduated. I chose a major that was, I mean, it was a correct major. I mean, it was true, but it wasn't a passion. And it was computer information. I did computer programming. Not a passion at all.
Okay.
I don't even like computers. I'm good with them, but I don't like them. You know, now that I've grown up and understand a lot more, I would teach, you know, anybody else to make sure whatever you go to school for is a passion of yours. You know, if you're gonna go that route, make sure it's a passion of yours. Otherwise, you'll be stuck doing something that, you know, just to make money. And when you're doing something that you're passionate about and making money, then that's something that you can call a career.
Oh.
Not just a job.
Great. Hearing from a young man. And that's the topic, the conversation we had last week, Sabrina. You know, and having, like you're saying, when it's something that's second to nature, that's what I always call it. Second to nature to you. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's effortless, doesn't seem like it's work. when it's something you automatically do, and just always include that having fun with it, and that really keeps, to me, yourself from getting all stressed out and all the rest of that. So been a very, very interesting conversation. We're going to have a station break at this time, and just remember, you all speak out your issues with the Miss Show You Right, Nadine and Sabrina, and our guest, Mantel Jackson. And just a quick reminder, we do air every Sunday, 6 Eastern Standard Time via WLMR DB Radio. You can tune in via the tunein.com or iHeart. But right now, we'll take a station break and we'll be right back.
Do you want top-notch entertainment or Broadway plays for your event or establishment? Then see you need to hook up with Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC. Give them a call today at 470-776-0863. Your clients will be running back to your establishment when they see your next event is produced by Newham Carter Broadway Plays Promoters, LLC.
Again, thank you all for staying tuned each and every week to speak out your issues with Miss Show You Right, Nadine. And of course, we'll have a few more minutes on our show this evening with our guest, Mr. Mantel Jackson. And it's been very interesting to hear how a young man have developed, you know, from an early age to know thyself, love thyself, and know direction he wants to go in. And just to hear him talk about how it's really been more than a delight of his writing as well as singing music. And of course, we dived into just a little bit about, you know, some of his interest. So with that, Mr. Jackson, and I know you started a few minutes ago, to the younger generation, because, you know, like I've been saying all along, it seems like you in that young generation, and you are. I'm just going to have that in my mind. What would you leave with them? Because, you know, they want everything more than microwavable and more than just Speedy Gonzalez, and don't even want to pay you no attention these days. What tips would you leave? You know, you could be talking with them and they act like you're not saying anything. Really? Not a child of mine, because you'll be on punishment forever. All the rest. But just some type of tips of giving them based on, you know, how you walked, you know, in your life as well, and some of the essentials that they would definitely need to continue to walk in a good way, you know what I mean?
Well, I would say seek God first, always. Very important. Secondly, I would say always, consult the ones that have gone before you. Learn from them. Ask questions from them. I would also have to say that I would definitely tip them to honestly just do it. I think Nike said it best, and they haven't changed that slogan for so long because it's really simple. If you have your mind set on something, just do it. Stop procrastinating. Stop giving excuses. Yes, it's going to be hard, but stay on the path and just do it. Don't give up. And I would say lastly is get a mentor that is in the field or in the career which you are wanting to be in. And that would help set the path in which you could, not saying do exactly, but it's a blueprint. It'll help you, in further your career more expeditiously and without a lot of, it just streamlines it. It streamlines your career easily, because they've been there. And it's something you want to do. So find a mentor and just work under them. And that's what I would leave for.
Love that. Sabrina, did you have anything else that you'd like to add?
Yeah, really quick. Just because he said something that was really profound, and that is, and I'm going to put it like this: don't allow someone else's dream to become your reality. And basically, is don't allow someone else to tell you what your dream should be when you're passionate about music and someone is telling you, well, you need to work in corporate America, right? That's their dream for you, but it's not your reality, because the long and short of it is, as you're working there, one, you're unhappy. Number two, it's just that drone day to day, but you're still thinking about your dream and what you're passionate about. And before the day ends, you wind up quitting their dream to make your reality come true. And then you're like, man, I should have just not listened and, did this from the beginning. And I've heard so many people say that. I was an attorney. I was a doctor. I was, in corporate America. And now I'm a comedian. I'm an actor. I'm a singer. And my life has never been more fulfilling. So I just want to say, don't allow someone else's dream to become your reality. You live your dream. If you're passionate about it, you study in it, you do what you have to do to make your dream become your reality. I know I said a lot of confusing stuff, but
No.
That's what I got.
No, it's you. Like they say.
You said it.
Yes. Truth to light, and
people will.
Oh, you go ahead.
Steer you off what God has told you. They'll steer you off real quick. So you said it. You can't let them do it. You stay on your path and you do what you have to do.
Right.
Just know if you do it for free, then it's definitely a passion. That's all I can say.
Yeah. You can't. If you can go to sleep, doing this, you can do this with your eyes closed, and then you wouldn't dream of charging anyone. Our team members give me so much, because they're like, you're always giving stuff away. You're always, doing this. It's second nature. It just comes to me, and I wouldn't think of charging anyone for it. But it's what the Father gave you for you to get wealth. And even though you wouldn't want to charge anyone, and I'm learning, but that's what He gave it to you for. So for the betterment of you, so that you can help others. You got to help yourself too, right? But at the end of the day, and when it's all said and done, it's something that you, like you said, you're passionate about it, you're happy about it, you want to do it. That's like all you want to do.
Right.
And you can see yourself, you can go to bed and wake up seeing yourself doing that, and you can see yourself doing that for the rest of your life. And you're not miserable. I just want to get out of this, this humdrum. Man, I wish I could be doing, what I really want. and go for it. Do it. I'm with you, Mr. Jackson. Live your dream. You know,
yes.
And with the vision and the plan that the Father gave you. And you know you'll be, and He knew you'll be happy with it because He gave it to you.
Right.
But what happens is doors start opening when you're walking.
Oh, yes.
It's amazing hard work. Like when you're doing what you're supposed to do, like things just start really happening, and you can't even explain it. But when you start doing that other thing, you feel like you're displaced, and it might be making you all this money per se, but I've done things without money when it came to entertainment that if I had money, I would have had to pay thousands of dollars. So, but I was walking my passion, so it was just done literally for almost free or nothing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So you just gotta walk in your passion, listen to God. You won't go wrong.
Right.
Don't
make Him the center of your life. You know, and He said, in all of our ways, acknowledge Him. He didn't say in some, don't over here or over here. He said, in everything you do, come to me first.
Right.
And I'll tell you which way to go. And then you watch it prosper and grow from there. And I'm a living witness to that. That I can attest to.
Right, right. And what were you just saying, Mr. Jackson? Don't live for something. You was saying something. I know both of y'all were saying something at the same time. You were saying don't something, but it's okay. It'll come back to you. But definitely, thank you for sharing. These are heartfelt.
I said, don't chase the money, chase relationships.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I kind of remember something now. Yes, relationships mean a lot. And that right there in itself is out of all of that, what tip you would leave for the students or younger generation out there is a mouthful. Those relationships, got to know how to build relationships. Of course, and that's the priority. What we've seen over years that they chase the money, and long as they get theirs, they go on and don't reflect on keeping a relationship. So that was very, very good, and definitely what Sabrina stated as well. But with that, again, we really appreciate you coming on, sharing, Mantel Jackson, and it is time for us to go, but definitely not to ever leave one another. But of course, this hour has come, and of course, you could get a chance to hear us on Sunday, 6 Eastern Standard Time, WLMR DB Radio, and we'll have it on our social medias as well. And Miss Sabrina.
Yes, ma'am. You know it. When you know your value, no one can ever diminish your worth.
And that, yes, and that is so true. With that, you all have a great rest of your week, and stay safe and happy and have fun.
It's maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are close, all the stars are close, all the stars are close. It's maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. You and all your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation. I hate people that feel entitled. Look at me crazy cause I ain't invite you. Oh, you important, you the moral to the story. You endorsing, I don't even like you. Corrupt a man's heart with a gift. That's how you find out who you dealing with. A small percentage you I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or I'm winning. On my mama, that's the really.
Let's talk about love.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7. 24/7. You're listening to the hottest internet station. WLMR DB Radio.